Brother Richard, greetings.
I forgot to unmute. Hi, good to see you. Hello, Guruji.
So we are going to start. Om Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome everyone. Today will be our second day of the World Interfaith Harmony Week. We'll start with one of my longtime friend, religious leader, that is Acharya His Holiness Satyendra Narayan Ji from Confederation of World Religions. He's from Delhi. Sometimes they have a connection problem in India, so we want to make sure he get enough time to speak. Without further delay, I like to invite Sri Acharya Satyendra Narayan Ji. Floor is for you.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Great honor and many congratulations for this great event. Everybody, respected saints, respected people who work for the yoga and peace movement. It's a great cause, and really this time very difficult because we can't meet each other long time back, only on picture, only on some internet connections, and so it is some big issue. But anyhow, thing is going. First we pray who we lost in this big COVID. 1 minute, please, sir. Then we start this, if you allow. 1 minute, just pray for Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswarah, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tatsamai Sri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tatsamai Sri Gurave Namaha. Today it is great day for us that we again meet and we join the common cause, peace. See, it is a very big thing that people want peace, peace for money, peace by money, peace by health, peace by wealth, but it is very difficult. मेरा क्लास चल रहा है बेटा, बैठ जाओ. It is my class. Some grandson is here. He has no boundary. He enter anywhere. So he asked, your class is start, because he also read in online classes. So he say your class is start now. So this is also my class. Great thing. So now we discuss for peace, and our many great saints. Also, Guruji is a great personality who devote his whole life for this yoga and peace movement. It is not easy. His many friends, sorry, too much sound because I think बच्चे को देखो जी आप लोग, मेरी स्पीच चल रही, बेटा शोर मत करो, डोंट क्राई. तो our many people, many saints are working for this peace movement, and we are lucky that many Sankaracharya, many saints, real saint, I use real saint word because you know, real saint, very difficult things. Cloth you can get, but saint not need cloth. So we all know, and India is um, the center for research of peace, because people go in Himalayas, people go in any very beautiful place in our India is Kerala also, hill station, sea beach, and people try to get peace. And luckily, real Guruji is also in India who provide the knowledge of peace. So this is peace, harmony, and also I can say that yoga is the very much good path for achieve the peace. My English is not good, so I feel some difficulty. You can correct if grammatical mistake and other mistake. And we already know that Rishikesh, Haridwar, Varanasi, Prayagraj, Mathura, Kashi, they all work for peace. Even our Gita, war for peace. It is you can say war is necessary for peace. So it is a research thing, very difficult thing. Life is so small, and if we not get real gurus, we can't go in right direction. So people say that meditation, I say that yoga start from meditation and get the Guruji can say more on about this topic, because he know that yoga have no competition. Yogasana only the preparation part. Yam niyam asan. अब इसके after this pranayam start from, breathing start from the yoga, real yoga, and from which we get the Supreme Almighty. So these things provide us peace. Soundless in my house, this is house, and my wife, my daughter, and his son is here, and you see that he interrupt us. So meditation not possible in house. So people left the house, go in lonely place, and sit only concentrate on the God Almighty, Ishwar, what we say. We all know about this. I pray for this great movement successfully completed, and we provide the world always good thing, and how we get peace, no war, healthy people, peaceful people. We just pray with God that he give us this kind of thinking. Great honor for me, and also thanks to His Holiness Guruji Dileepji Maharaj. He is Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru means for all world. Jagadaiva Guru, our saints are Jagadaiva Guru and Jagat Guru Krishnam Bande Jagat Gurum. First time Veda Vyas से Krishnam Bande Jagat Gurum. कृष्ण जी की वंदना हुई थी जगत गुरु के रूप में. It is very great research thing, and with grace of God, you all are knowledgeable, and for me, you all are more respectable. Thanks a lot for all. जय हिंद, भारत माता की जय, आप सब की जय, धर्म की जय हो, अधर्म का नाश हो, प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो, गो माता की रक्षा हो. हर हर महादेव. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Acharya-ji. So wonderful to hear your vision, mission, and wisdom, especially from India and Delhi. I was thinking coming to India in March, but we don't know the situation with the COVID. So let us see how it will work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We understand. Welcome always.
Thank you.
Welcome always, sir. Welcome always.
So now I like
Thank you.
Thank you. Now I like to invite our brother Oneness Bhushan Raj Bhai, one of our trustee in America. Raj Bhai, floor is for you. Please unmute yourself. Yeah. Good.
Namaste, everyone. Greetings. We are celebrating Interfaith Harmony Week as designated by the United Nations with the assistance of our Guruji. I would like to focus on interfaith. I think for me, inner faith leads us to interfaith. We have to have faith in ourselves, realizing who we really are, the true divinity, aspect of divinity. As a child, we're very pure, we're loving, smiling, accepting everyone. So that we have to awaken the divinity within us by remembering God who has sent us on this wonderful journey to feel his love and share with all of humanity. So interfaith from inner faith. And then the harmony aspect, unless we are in harmony with ourselves, unless we are feeling self-acceptance, love for ourselves, the way we are made, we are unique creation of God. We have to constantly remind ourselves of that aspect of purity within us. That's done by remembering God all the time, as often as we can, the God of your choice, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Mahavira, Devi, Narayani, nature worship, any form of divinity appeals to you, we have to be connected, just like our cell phone needs constant recharging of the battery. Without that, we cannot operate our cell phone. Same way, we have to connect to our source, the divinity, the religion, spirituality, whatever term we use. Mind has limitation as to when we use the vocabulary to define who we really are. We are really three aspects. The one who I think I am, that's the body. The one who others think who I am, that's the mind. The one who really I am, that is the true self. That is the aspect of divinity which is lying dormant in all of us. It's just reawakening and feel that love of God. So whatever experience we're going through, there is a lesson to learn to be loving and forgiving. We are in this soul group where we have to interact with the role and also play the roles we have been given as a son, as a brother, as uncle, father, grandfather, teacher, Guruji, all these roles we have to play to the best we can by invoking divinity, by connecting to the source of our existence, the energy source which in each one of us, which makes us think, which makes us digest the food, which makes us to feel all the emotions, positive and negative emotions. So harmony is needed within ourselves. Only then we can create harmony with our family members, with our co-workers, with our neighbors, with our various roles we are playing. So thank you for this opportunity, Guruji, to share a few thoughts about this. My divine master, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, I follow his teaching of love all, serve all, and he constantly reminded us that we are the divinity, that we are the spark of divinity. Swami Vivekananda said we have the potential to be divine, but I think I would say we are divine, we just don't know it. Just that we have to keep up with all these activities, spiritual activity with like-minded people, that is satsang, and then with the prayers of our choice. Prayers can be very simple as, "Oh God, divine creator, worship by many names, help us to forgive everyone, help us to accept ourselves, help us to radiate the divinity within us." So simple prayer like that, it's always when we pray selflessly, our prayers are answered. So company of like-minded people, prayers, and then service. Three aspects. The service of just sending out a positive thought. May all beings all over the world be healthy, wealthy. May everyone prosper. May not a seed of negativity or hostility be within us. So this sending out a simple prayer, that is service. Also, if possible, to wipe a tear, add a smile. If possible, feed the hungry, give a sandwich, or help to put on a smile. Somebody was a sad face. So all these simple things, God is giving us the opportunity to be of service wherever we are. So it's too bad 2 of our police officers are shot. Gun violence is increasing, but we can improve the collective consciousness by constantly sending out positive thought. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with my smile. So harmony within me, harmony in the world. So happy Interfaith Week. Also yesterday we celebrated Chinese New Year, Year of the Tiger. Let's go manifest the divinity within us, connect to our source, Bible, Quran, all the Dharma Granthas, go to whatever source. It doesn't matter. You just connect to, just like connecting to any internet service. It may be optimum service, it may be cable vision, but you need that internet connection to function all the devices. The same way we have to connect to our source to constantly radiate the joy, peace, love as to who we really are. So happy Interfaith Week. Also this month, we are celebrating Black History Month. So God has created everyone equal. There is no gender discrimination. There's no race discrimination. Simply, we are people. We are divine beings. So I pray to everyone on this call, everyone who may be watching, anyone who may be doing their duty, tuning in. Let's send out a positive thought. Let's take 30 seconds just to simply say, "Oh, dear Creator, help us to be a better human being each day." So direct our intellect to forgive everyone who has hurt us and also ask for forgiveness whom we have hurt. And let us make this a better place than we found it. Jai Sai Ram, Om Shanti. God bless everyone.
Om Shanti. That was good message, Rajbhai.
Thank you.
Yeah, yesterday we had a service for this departed police officers at the Hindu Center. And one guy just took the gun and shot these two police people, you know. So I was thinking how people are reacting in every single situation. Instead of taking care of our people, doesn't matter police or whoever it is, police are doing their work and we go and fight with them, it will make more trouble, you know. Somebody was telling me, why we need police? So one lady, so I said, something happened to you on the street. So who is going to protect you? Are you going to take the law in your hand? They just say things. They won't think about it. You know. Anyway, let us see. I hope our new mayor will make a decision about it. Now I like to request Richard Jordan, one of our long-time NGO representative at the United Nations, to make some remarks for today.
Thank you, Guruji, and hello to everyone. Mayor Adams has a 15-page plan on ending gun violence. And I got to the part where it mentions that and it's Christian houses of worship, there should be sermons for peace. And I said, you have forgotten the interfaith component of New York City. Just go to my hometown of Flushing, and you will see the temple, which was constructed 4 blocks from where I was born. So I have already, through World Harmony Foundation, asked the mayor to make sure that the language is inclusive of all of us. The other very short thing I would say, when I was 12 years old, my teacher in a Christian school had us, each child, go around and say this way, I will to be a saint. So absolutely right. Our job is to be a saint. It's once you start, it's fairly easy to keep going. But this is my job. And every morning, I don't go that way, but I do say, I want to be a saint. Thank you so much, Guruji, and everyone.
Thank you, Richard. Richard, if you can join on Friday or Saturday for a presentation. I cannot.
We call a quiet day Saturday, but Friday would be better if possible.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll be in touch with you. Okay. Thanks. Now I like to invite my friend Reverend Massimo Perino from the Scientology. He's one of the leading Reverend at the Scientology. Reverend Massimo, floor is for you.
Good morning to everybody and blessing. I'm the Reverend Massimo Perino from the Church of Scientology, and I'm very happy for this meeting, and I prayed yesterday, Guru, for the importance of this interfaith meeting. And today is the time, obviously, is not very long, but I would like to talk about the importance of religion in our life and what is the relationship between the concern that we are witness every single day and the word of the people, of the speakers of yesterday. They express their concern about the degradation of our society. And this degradation of our society is very much related to the less influence of religion in general in our society. And for example, I was talking with some Muslim leaders, and they told me that even in the Quran, there is a Quran that called allies, where everybody should learn from anybody else, and mainly on the people between religion. They should know each other, what are the resources available, what we can learn each other to know better each other and cooperate better. Because to solve the problem of this world today, with the rising violence, pornography, and very materialistic world, we can solve this problem only if we work together. For those that doesn't know, and there is no time to explain everything about Scientology, but L. Ron Hubbard is the founder of Scientology, and he researched for 60 years about the reason of the existence itself of the man in this planet, and that was his research. And today, I wanted to talk about the specific things about the religious influence in the society. This is my topic today to talk with you. And in 1972, Elonaba came back here in New York City, and he discovered a city was at that time completely destroyed from prostitution, drugs, violence, crime, and very, very bad at that time. And he asked to himself, how is possible this kind of degradation in the society in a span of time very short, because he was there, he was in New York in 1940, and then, as I said, he returned in 1972. So he started a sociological study, more than 9 years, to find out what are the main factors that bring this society so degraded. And the main thing that he discovered, and he described in a letter called exactly Religious Influence in the Society. And it's too long to read all of this letter, but I wanted to take some of the quote of this letter and read to you. And he said, it is important to understand bad conditions don't just happen. The cultural decay we see around us isn't caused, it's not just for casualty. It's what caused. Unless one understands this, we won't be able to defend himself or reach out into the society with effectiveness. So we have to understand that this situation is not happen just randomly. Is caused. There is someone that is caused this situation. And he said also that the main attack when for the degradation of the society is the attack on religion. And he said a society is capable of surviving for thousands of years unless it is attacked from within or without by hostile forces. Where such an attack occurs, the primary target are its religious and national gods and heroes, its potential of leadership, and the self-respect and integrity of its member. And he said that probably the most critical point of attack on a culture, it is its religious experience. When one can destroy or undermine religious institutions, then the entire fabric of the society can be quickly subverted or brought to ruin. So why I read this one, because to validate the importance of the meeting that Guru is organizing and put us all together. Because we have to promote spirituality in the society is vital. If we want to have a society that will survive for the next thousands of years, depend on religious people and leaders that promote spirituality in a world today that is so materialistic, where kids, they think that they can achieve anything just with some shortcut, and they think just sex and money and stuff like that. And I want to read something more. He said, but beneath all these attacks on organized religion, there was a more fundamental target, which is the spirituality of man, your own basic spiritual nature, self-respect, and peace of mind. This black propaganda may have been so successful that maybe you no longer believe you have a spiritual nature, but I assure you, you do. And the message of this meeting is to promote spirituality among the people, because they need these kind of things. Absolutely, they need. And after this, as I said, 9 years of sociological study, Aaron Abbott developed 2 programs to promote spirituality and basic common sense moral values that are valid for any person, regardless they belief, regardless their cultural background, it doesn't matter. And these 2 programs are worldwide programs, free of charge for anybody. And the first one is The Way to Happiness, and the second is the Volunteer Minister. We do not have time to go into detail, obviously, Guru, today, but we will, if is wanted, I would love to explain more in detail in the future meeting, because these are resources for everybody. Your concern about the condition of this society is good concern, is correct, you observe correctly. And the message is that there is tools for anybody that can be used to address this problem and take this problem and bring to a solution. I would like to complete my speech reading a prayer of our founder, and the prayer is called the Prayer for Total Freedom. May the author of the universe enable all men to reach an understanding of their spiritual nature. May awareness and understanding of life expand, so that all may come to know the author of the universe. And may others also reach this understanding, which brings total freedom. At this time, we think of those whose liberty is threatened, of those who have suffered imprisonment for their belief, of those who are enslaved or martyred, for all of those who are brutalized, trapped, or attacked. We pray that human rights will be preserved, so that all people may believe and worship freely, so that freedom will once again be seen in our land. Freedom from war and poverty and want. Freedom to be, freedom to do, and freedom to have. Freedom to use and understand man's potential, a potential that is God-given and God-like. And freedom to achieve that understanding and awareness that is total freedom. May God let it be so. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Maximo, bringing the points from the Church of Scientology. A lot of time people have a different opinion about certain organization without knowing what is it. So as a spiritualist, I always go any place where they promote spirituality and see what is going on. A spiritualist should be a scientific minded person. Because somebody saying something, we believe it and react it. I don't believe in that philosophy. I believe if you want to taste a cake, you go and look at the cake and use your common sense. Should we touch it and eat it and taste it? This is the way I learn things. That's a scientific mind. Even in the spirituality, we had to go that way. So you can understand what is the real life. Because we born with the spirituality. Spirituality is not something we can buy in a pound or a kilo from a shop. It's already there.
Yeah.
So our part is investigate ourselves or go into our life and find out what is it. Last day I was having a discussion with one of the religious leaders. So we are saying we cannot go and find out where is God sitting in the 100th floor, looking like a young boy or an old boy, a middle-aged person, male or female. We cannot find God like that. So the nature of the God is godliness. That's the thing we can feel from each of us through our actions. So that's the part we had to work on it. That's why we have Interfaith Harmony Week and all the Interfaith dialogues and festivals to bring people together and see where we have to upgrade ourselves, update ourselves. That's the purpose, nothing else. We may be born in different countries or culture, still we don't know what is our culture. I met so many people from India coming abroad and they brag about Indian culture, but when we talk with them, they don't know what they're talking about. So we have to jump in the water and learn how to swim, not a theory in the class or online course on swimming. That's the basic knowledge. You have to jump in and start swimming. Then you learn how to swim in different forms, like butterfly, backstroke, this and that. This is the way. But still, one day we all leave. That's a reality. Between the first breath and the last breath, that's life in this form. But we have life after our death. So this is a very interesting part. Thank you, Reverend Massimo. You brought this knowledge from your tradition. We'll continue. So I tried to keep a dialogue in the last part of the program today. We have some more speakers. Then we'll have a discussion. Thank you. Now I like to invite Sri Aryamma, Gandhi Kota Aryamma ji from the Sai Baba group. Can you open your video? Oh, great.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I missed your earlier message. But, namaste, sisters and brothers. Salutations to you all. I'm very happy to be here with you today. I'm an advisor for the Satya Sai Baba Associated Sarvadharma Service Center in Howell, New Jersey, which conducts service activities in the local and international communities, including soup kitchen activities locally, yoga classes, spiritual events, disaster relief activities worldwide, and various other topics. Excuse me. It's an honor and privilege to be here with you today. Thank you and congratulations to Guru Dileepji for organizing many successful interfaith meetings for many years. For me, it's a question of multi-faith. In other words, I believe in all the devatas, as we say, all the religious systems that show the pathway to God. And the goal is the same. The path may be slightly different. So I'll begin with a prayer, the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhur-Bhuvah-Svaha Tat-Savitur-Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. And the meaning is, we meditate on the effulgence of our Supreme Lord, who is our creator, inspirer, and source of eternal joy. May this light inspire and illumine our intellect and dispel the darkness. This is a very old and ancient, very powerful mantra that has been chanted for thousands of years by millions of people. And hopefully it will change this current situation where we are always in strife and unhappiness. So I'll just say two quotes from Sri Sathya Sai Baba. The whole world is one single tree. The different countries are its branches. Its root is God. Human beings are the flowers. Happiness is the fruit. Self-realization is the sweet juice therein. God is the seed of the manifested universe. Everything begins with him. Everything ends with him too. Adore the God that is resident in all beings. That includes man, animals, plants, everything, including stones, rocks, mountains, rivers, the sun. God owns everything. We are permitted to enjoy the bounty of the earth, but cannot abuse it, or we will face the consequences. Respect everything, live in harmony. Live like a yogi. That is, take the minimum, give the maximum, love all, and serve all. So all are children of God. This is the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. The Bhagavad Gita says, all beings of the world are part of my eternal self. All beings are therefore eternal. All are manifestations of the one divine. Though forms are different, Atma is one. Because of increasing and endless strife and violence, we as spiritual leaders must all focus and work together on serving the family of mankind to go to a better world, go from unity to purity to divinity. There is so much help needed worldwide. If we don't help, we ourselves will have to deal with the karmic consequences as leaders. So as we sow, so shall we reap. Always be careful. The essence is love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. And the principles of all faiths are Satya, truth, Dharma, right conduct, Shanti, peace, Prema, love, Ahimsa, nonviolence. That love must be for everyone, not just your own family, community, nation, religion. No, it's everyone. Practice this, some of this every day, a little of this. She said, Sai Baba says just 11 seconds of focused meditation can bring one into samadhi and being able to help others. But it may take a lifetime or more to achieve those 11 seconds. Next, I'll just chant the Shanti mantra or peace mantra from the Taittiriya Upanishad. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om. Sorry about that interruption. Om, and the meaning is Om, may God protect us together. May God nourish us together. May we work together with great energy. May our study be vigorous and effective. May we not mutually dispute. May we not hate anyone. Om, let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. And the last prayer, Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu, Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu, Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. May all beings in all worlds be happy. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. and thank you all. May God bless all. Shivoham.
Shivoham. Soham soham. Soham Shivoham. Soham soham. Soham Shivoham. This bhajan is from Swami Shivananda. I like to add some points how I related with Satya Sai Baba. Sai Baba used to come to my hometown. There's a king's family, Cochin Kingdom is there. And a doctor, one lady, she don't have a child. And Baba used to visit her house. After a few years, she got a child. He had to see the child become a film star, and his hair looked like Sai Baba's hair. So that devotion showed, her devotion showed that hair for a child looked like Sai Baba's hair. So I used to visit her house and the king's family. As a small boy, I sat on his lap. Usually nobody jump on some saints and sit. But for me, I won't care. I just go and sit. And there a lot of stories with him. You know. Then when I met Sami Bua after a long time, I saw him in my hometown. After 25 years, he was with the Shah of Iran, 7 years in the Iran Shah's palace. And he came to America with the Shah and settled down in Manhattan. That was in the late 60s. Then when I got the visa, I went to see Sai Baba. I went there and said, before I'm saying, he said, oh, you are going to New York, right? I didn't say it. He just asked me. So Swami Bua is in New York. You go and find out. So I came here. I was looking for Swami Bua. There's no phone number, website, no email to find out him. So next Sunday, I came on a Sunday here. And next Sunday, I went to Ganesh Temple to visit. Then I saw Swami Bua there. So I just touched his feet as usual, you know. Then he just looked at me. Where are you from? I'm from Kerala. Oh, where? Tripunithura. He just looked at my face and said, are you Dr. Thankappan's son? I was surprised. So he noticed my duty spot on my right side. There's a mark here. That's my lucky mark. So many people ask me to remove that mark. I never remove that too. I know that's a special mark. I had to continue there. Keep it. Then we became big buddies, you know. Then I became the caretaker for him, taking care of him. And he brought me to the United Nations. Actually, he's the person encouraged me to be part of it. You can see one of the events happened at the UN. That is the Millennium Peace Summit yesterday. Baba Jain is standing in the middle with the Kofi Annan. This is the first religious event, big event, gathering happened at the United Nations in 2000 millennium. And you see Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji, Ammaji, and all other major religious groups are there. And this made a boosting point to create Interfaith Harmony Week. Through Baba Jain, he talked with the President of the General Assembly and talked to King Abdullah and family. That made the resolution to the United Nations. So yesterday we brought Baba Jain as a founding movement person for this Interfaith Harmony. And we brought the assemblyman to inaugurate. He's from King Abdullah's network. They had a meeting last September at the UN General Assembly. And we brought them. So somebody asked me why you brought these two people. I said, those who connected with the origin of this movement supposed to be there. That's why I invite them. So anyway, we had a lucky movement happen yesterday because Assemblyman announced that the New York State Senate and Assembly made a resolution for this interfaith movement. I'm just waiting to see the certificate, what they wrote in the document, you know. So that's a part we did something. With Assemblyman, I know him since 2012. There was an event in Yonkers. So I went there to open a Interfaith gathering and a wellness center with one of my friend. Now she's working with Assemblyman. So these relationships are connecting, in different ways. Wherever I go, I always meet some people from the Sai Baba group or Reverend Moon's group or some other spiritual group, Shiva and all the people. Reconnect everyone. So this is where we go as a global family. I never think about my family, my relatives, my friends. I think our family. I always think like that. So I'm glad we are gathering here without thinking, okay, I'm going to this meeting, even though we have less people or more people, we won't care. Always we come together and have a dialogue. This is needed for the world. I hope all of us can do double work within a few years. I'll say, world is going in a chaos now, especially during the COVID time. You see, crime is going on different ways, especially in the family. They are having problems with the different families and the different groups, financial problems, social, economic, and the emotional. So we had to work on with our people, which is very important. And as auspicious day today, I like to announce something, that is our Acharya Satyendra Narayanji from Delhi. And we are inviting him to be part of the Value Community Global Council. So today we are inviting him as part of the Value community. So a leading inter-religious person from India. Last 5 years we are working together in different events. Actually, I heard about him, but we met personally at the ashram in Goa with Swami Brahmeshananji. That's the way we met. We then connect in Delhi. Still, we are in connection. So, Acharya-ji, you are welcome to the Global World Yoga Council for the religious area. Whenever you come to New York.
Thank you so much. I'm always with you, always. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I like to invite one of our advisory board members, that's Dr. Kripal Singh ji.
Hello, sir. Greetings. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Fateh. Thank you, Guruji, for inviting me to speak today. Your energy I always envy. And the work you're doing is really is the same kind of work which has been sort of overlooked. Started by Guru Nanak 550 years ago as one of the pioneers of the Interfaith movement, which is part and parcel of the Bhakti Dilahar movement, in which Kabir, Jadev, Ramanand, Ravdas, Namdev, all from time to time participated. And prior to that, also Sufis like Sheikh Farid and others did the similar kind of things. So Guru Nanak's emphasis was, he called Ik Omkar. What he means, this is how the sixth scripture Guru Granth Sahib opens. Ik Omkar means there's one reality, only one. And he called it Satnam. That Ik Omkar is the name used as a bridge between the Western and Eastern tradition together, joining them together into one. And he says the reality is that all this diversity is really part of the same creation. And creator and maker of all this is the same, whom he describes in the opening verse of the Guru Granth Sahib. Ik Omkar Satnam Kartapurkh Nirbhav Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Saibhang Gur Prasad. He says the maker and creator is the same. He's timeless. We human beings are time limited. He's fearless and without hatred. And he does not take birth, but he sends his messengers from time to time to help enlighten and restore the peace from chaos by sending a guru. And this is by the Guru's grace that we become back again. The gobar, the so-called darkness, is removed, and the roshni, the ruhaniyat, the light is restored, so that we can connect by getting rid of the pollution created in our mind and our atmosphere back to our Creator. So that's how at that time there were two main communities, Hindus and Muslims. During his time, this is 550 years ago, he recited a prayer which I like to read over here. He says, this is Guru Nanak, he says, some say Rama, Rama, some say Khudai, some worship Gosai, some worship Allah, some call on the Creator, some call on the Maker, some call on the compassionate, some call on the benevolent, some bathe in the sacred rivers, some go to do Hajj, some worship, some bow, some read the Vedas, some read the Quran, some wear blue, some wear white, some call themselves Turks, some call themselves Hindus, some are after heaven, some are after the place of the gods. Nanak says the one who accepted God's command is the one who understands the mystery of the divine. So what Guru Nanak is teaching is that there's so much diversity, but it is all, the root is all the oneness, the same, what he calls the Omkar. So to bring people together, first he started the tradition where to feed the homeless, and he also started the tradition of traveling from one part of the world to another, actually towards down towards Sri Lanka, up toward the Himalayas mountains, then towards Bangladesh, and here towards the Saudi Arabia, all those places, just to bring about people together, bringing them, like he says in his prayer, we are all one, although on surface we look different. So there are more common grounds among us, but there are differences too, and that difference is diversity. So there are many paths to divine. Choice is yours, whatever you want to choose, but be true to your path. And never forget, the goal is the same, creating one, what he calls Omkar. That's the bridge, that's the creator, that's the source of all what this cosmic play is all about. Then subsequently, he established, at the end of his tours, he established a city called Kartarpur, which means city of the abode of the Creator, where he did farming and got involved other people, and emphasized it's not only the remembrance of the God, but actually it's through our actions. Let's all work together and share our resources in each other's welfare. As the time came for him to leave the world, he appointed the next Pailena, whom he said, this is part of my body. So named him Angad, from his Ang to Angad. And that continued the process in the form of the next 10 gurus. And they, in their own time, emphasized the dignity of labor. They emphasized bringing up people together, common dining, and established this more firm basis, the institution of langar. And they also created the institution of water reservoirs. People can draw upon water for their uses. And they also created a scripture, the fifth Guru, which is called Guru Granth Sahib, which contains the writings of not only the Sikh Gurus, but also the saints of Muslim and Hindu traditions prevalent at that time, and some even before them, which includes significant amount of Sufi writings like Sheikh Farid and Kabir and Ravadas and Namdev and many others. So the whole idea was emphasize the interfaith, necessity of interfaith dialogue and interfaith relationship It doesn't mean everything is one in the sense. One is the goal, but the diversity is the way which is created by the Lord. We should accept it and not criticize each other, but try to help person to achieve their fullest potential, whatever choice they make. In the process, to continue with the same principle, the fifth Guru had to sacrifice his life. Sixth Guru has to rise up in the arms to defend the rights of the people to choose. And before I forget, in the process, they created what is called Hari Mandir, the abode of the god, that is popularly known as Golden Temple, which has 4 doors in it. People from any direction, north, east, south, west, any caste, any tribe, they're welcome to sing the glories of the Creator there, and then dine afterwards, and also in the community kitchen. And then after the sixth Guru, seventh Guru established hospitals and emphasized how important it is to keep our natural resources clean for the existence of good life and continuing it for our posterity. And then came the time again, Islamic ruler, which unfortunately by the name Aurangzeb tried to convert all the Hindus in the Kashmir area into Muslims, which they came for assistance to Guru Tegh Bahadur, the ninth Guru, who took their case and pleaded for them, but he was martyred. He was offered to convert to Islam or accept death. He accepted death, but he said, I will not give up my principle. The people have the right to choose. This is not a state right. It's the God-given right, and it must be defended at all costs. And to defend that, his son, Guru Gobind Singh, then had to created Khalsa. Khalsa, which means the people who will defend these human rights, will be vanguard of the freedom, the right of the peoples, which includes most of all is their religious freedom, their right to choose their religion, and second, the economic freedom and other kinds of freedoms too, as we see in the UN Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. This was the kind of declaration where the Gurus lived through their life, perpetuated it, and the Guru Gobind Singh created Khalsa to protect that right. And this is the right which regenerated freedom for India by stopping continued invaders from the Khyber Pass to crush the life and liberties of India, so that they could live in peace and harmony with each other. Although the struggle goes on, but that's briefly, my point is, Guru Nanak, how he founded the Interfaith Dialogue and how he wants to perpetuate it. And thank you, Guruji, for continuing to do this at the United Nations level, as well as at all other levels. I commend it, respect it, and support it. Thank you. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you, Dr. Kripal Singh Ji, bringing the teachings of Guru Nanak. I met the Sikh community through the Sikh Gurudwara at the Southern Naval Command in Cochin. I was in NCC. We used to go to the naval building to attend programs at the Gurudwara. And I got some friends from the army. Then when I went to North India, I went to Punjab, Amritsar, and see the temple and all that. Still, I keep in touch with them in New York City. We have few Gurudwaras there. Raj also goes there. The best part is the food. I remember, if anybody is coming to my house, my mother asked, did you eat? Before a dialogue. That's the way we grew up. But when you go to other countries, it is totally different. But we have that culture. Still, Sikh community keep that tradition around the globe as feeding people and make sure nobody is hungry. More than anything else. Some people live for eating. Some people eat for living. That's a difference. A lot of time people eat 4, 5 times, 6 times, become sick, and they throw food. I eat once in a day, 1 meal a day for years. One chai around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Then evening I do my exercise, go to gym, do some yoga and have 1 meal. That's it. I know the value of the food. I learn it. Still sleep on the floor, on my yoga mat, nothing else. Sleep less than 2 hours a day. This is a practice we keep up. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Gopal Singh ji, being part of this movement.
Thank you, Guruji, for your additional comments. Thank you.
Now I like to invite Dr. Remy Aleppo, and I know she's in the class, so she took a little break for us. Dr. Remy Aleppo, I'm just looking her. I saw it. Perfect.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, let me turn off the other.
Then you had to on your, perfect.
Okay. Namaste, everybody. Happy World Interfaith Harmony Week. Thank you once again, Guruji, and welcome to my classroom. So I had to take a little quick break to get on this program before my students get back from their gym class.
Remy?
I'm sorry?
You are in which college? Teaching?
Okay, so I teach normally with CUNY, but this winter I've been working as a substitute teacher in New York City public school. So I'm at my second assignment, assigned school this week. CUNY did start yet, but I'm not at CUNY right now. So I'm volunteering sort of my time in public schools this winter. And yes, they're hands full, but we thank God for, the future. So today I would like to share with you, as always, excerpts from my study, my learning, my journey in the Yoruba tradition. I've been in seminary for about 10 years now and studying interfaith peace building. And, at some point I decided it was high time to start incorporating some of my own cultural traditions or elements into my interfaith peace building work. So today, I would like to share with you the concept of what we, the Yorubas, call God. And throughout my seminary journey, I wrestled with the concept of what exactly is God, or who is God, or why is there a God? If there is a God, why do we have so much problems around the world? Why so much conflict? Why so much religious conflict? So much wars, so much misunderstanding? Is the concept of God the same in Hinduism as in Yoruba religion, or in Judaism, or in Islam? And, as I'm learning, I find out that there are tendencies, there are commonalities in each and every religion that tells us the concept of God. So I would like to share with you today what the concept of God and who God is in the Yoruba tradition. And then I'm going to end it with a prayer. So the concept of God in Yoruba religion, first of all, he is omniscience, which means Olodumare, the owner of the sky. He knows everything. And I'm sure in many religious background, you tend to find that we have the same commonality, that God is everything. He knows everything. There is nothing hidden from him. He is the wise one. Everything within the reach of Olodumare, the knowledge of God penetrates all things. The Yoruba people often describe him as Arinurode Olumokan, which means the one who sees both inside and outside. Also, the concept of God in the Yoruba tradition is that he is a king and a judge. Not only does he know everything, not only is this higher supreme person the owner of the sky, He knows everything. And then he's also a king and a judge, which means he's the doer and knower of all things. He's the only one who can judge the other human being. We as humans are not permitted to judge each other. We're not permitted to hate each other. We're not permitted to talk bad about the other person. So we leave that to God. He's the, he knows everything. And when we take our problems to him, he will decide what course of action to take, which means we're not supposed to be in conflict or in war with our brothers and sisters. The Yoruba see Olodumare in the important position of king. The people often call him Oba Orun, which is the king of heaven. He is sometimes referred to as Oba Dake Dajo, which means the person who is very silent or quiet when he dispenses judgment. It means ourselves, we as human beings should not judge someone else, but leave God to be the judge of all situations. The third concept of God in Yoruba religion is Olorun, the sky god. Olorun, who is known as Olodumare. Olodumare and Olorun pretty much are the same thing. Olorun means the owner of the sky. Olodumare means the doer or maker of the heavens. He is the sky god. And as we can see, many of you who have studied Judeo-Christian God and the Muslim Allah, you can see that we also in Yoruba tradition refer to God as the one supreme being. The sky god is the creator of all things and other deities like all other priests. And in many West African culture, he stands above and beyond the lesser gods. And nevertheless, Olodumare is neither so remote or unconnected that he does not intervene in affairs of the earth. He's very present if we call upon him, whether we're Muslims, Christians, Jews, Hindus, Yorubas, but if we call on this higher being in time of need, in whatever situation, he will be there. He will come from the sky, in whatever form that we believe, and he will be there to intervene on our behalf, which means the lesson is, do not take things into your own personal hands by fighting your neighbor, by fighting your brothers and sisters. Love your neighbor as you would love yourself, and always call on Olorun or Olodumare to intervene on your behalf. What should be emphasized is that the Yoruba give the supreme being various names, and that deities do not live independent from the supreme being Olorun, who is the creator. And in other dialogue, I will be discussing some of those deities or lesser gods so that we can understand that there are commonalities. Perhaps in Hinduism, a deity that we call some name in Yoruba is something else in Hinduism, and we begin to see that there are commonalities in the way that we address each other, or in the way that we worship, or in our belief system. I thank you for listening, brothers and sisters. I would like to leave you with a prayer, the Lord's Prayer. Let us pray. Baba wa tí ń bẹ ní ọ̀run, ká bọ̀wọ̀ fún orúkọ rẹ, kí ìjọba rẹ tó dé, tìrẹ ni kí a ṣe ní ayé, bí a ti ń ṣe ní ọ̀run. Dárí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa jì wá, má fà wá sínú ìdánwò, gbà wá lọ́wọ́ bìlísì, torí ìjọba ni tìrẹ, agbára ni tìrẹ, ògo ni tìrẹ, láíláí, àmín, àmín, àmín. Àjú, àṣẹ, namaste, peace and blessings be unto you all, and happy World Interfaith Harmony Week. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Hallelujah. It's wonderful to hear a woman's voice in today's meeting. We had so many females yesterday. So, how many years we know each other, Dr. Remy?
About 10 years now.
Over 10 years, right?
10 or 12.
Can be. I remember I used to teach yoga class at the 43rd Street, and we used to have once in a month satsangs. That's where we start.
Yes.
Then Remy asked me, oh, can we do an interfaith gathering? So we had afternoon programs for interfaith, me, Remy, and our Connie from the Unification Theological Seminary. 3 people. We sit there for
And wait forever.
1.5 hours to 4 other people to come in the afternoon time. Then they will build up very well, and part of the UN, all the work. It was beautiful. And she was doing some interfaith work at the theological seminary. So I became as her. What was the title?
Sorry?
Supervisor, something, right? I was
Yeah.
documents. Right? That was interesting. Anyway, she picked up very well. Now she's moving around with the interfaith activities. That's the good
Yes.
growth I saw in your life. So many people I met like this, and I see they are in a leading position in different parts of the world. That's very important to encourage people to be part of the global community and bring human culture, I'll say humanistic culture, more than anything else. Thank you, Remy, all the work you're doing, teaching, running around, different events, being part of different organizations. Thank you for your
And the good thing, Guruji was also at CUNY 2 years ago, your college, to speak to the students during the World Orange the World against gender-based violence. So we had a dialogue on diverse faith background and how gender is perceived and how conflict is resolved around the world. And your college, most of the students are East Asian, Bangladeshi, Indian. So we had a very good event that semester, fall of 2019.
I'm just looking for our peace slide. Where is Petrogina? Is he here? Rajbhai, can you on your video? Rajbhai. So I'm just going to ask a question. What is the main thing we want to change in this world from your point of view? Immediate action we need for the world. So I put Remy, Acharya Naranji, Dr. Kripal Singh, Reverend Massimo, Richard, Gandhi Kota, Yamaji, Rajbhai on the screen. I'm going to record this one because I want to hear at one point what we need to change in the world. You can unmute. These people can unmute. Yeah, Kripal ji.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. That's a wonderful question. I think most important thing, in my opinion, what we need is to mingle with each other more. Mingle with each other more as we rub our shoulders with each other, talk to each other, smile with each other. I think this will take away the strangeness and the paranoia and anxiety about each other. And if we can add on to it a little bit kind of refreshments, whether it's a cup of tea or with some pakoras or some other thing together, so that we can eat as well as talk and a cake or whatever, the more we mingle with each other. Because after all, loving your neighbor like thyself, which is the common theme of all the religions, is only possible if we practice it. Otherwise, simply saying I love God to me is meaningless. Thank you.
I saw Rajbhai's hand.
Greetings, everyone. I like the idea of mingling with people, but we have to purify ourselves. First of all, we shouldn't bring any distorted opinion, prejudice, judgment, nothing. Be childlike. Just rejoice in their presence. That goes a long way. Listen more than than boasting about myself. So mingle with the pure heart, pure heart. Saira.
And Dr. Remy?
For me, I think one thing that I would like to change is to change the self. Once we understand ourselves, it will be very easy to love our brothers and sisters, even to love our enemy, because sometimes the enemy is within, and sometimes we can be our own enemy because of lack of understanding of what we are thinking about the other person. So if there's self-understanding, and we can see the like in the image of the other.
Right. Ajarya Narayanji from Delhi.
Yes, thank you, everyone. In my opinion, changing is that we all is one, created by Brahma, Jeev, and Jagat. You just explain in English. Brahma, Jeev, ourself, and Jagat. This all creation is one. So, first of all, we know about us, then himself, first himself, then Brahm, and then easy to know this is one thing, not different. But it is very, very difficult. It is you can, when we sleep, we see some, स्वप्न देखते हैं, and then we find that we are moving somewhere. All things, the Jagat is the big swapna. So first we learn that God is real, everything created by Him. So when we understand this, it is a very difficult job to learn about himself. First we change himself, all things come in a right direction. Thank you so much.
Richard?
Well, myself was the one word, but since my totem is coyote, as told to me by indigenous elders, I do that all the time. Coyote is master of disguise and invisibility. So I fit into every community, and usually, as we've heard, people say to me, "Would you like a cup of tea?" Thank you.
Reverend Massimo?
I agree with some of the speakers that said that I think that what is needed to change is to know better yourself, because it's fine to guess what we are or what you are, but the point is that you have to know really who you are, your potential, and if you know exactly who you are, you know your potential, you know your purpose, you know your goal, you know where you are going. And actually, these are the questions that since millennia, people ask to himself: who I am, where I'm going, what is the purpose in life? People has this question. And the main change is to have the knowledge and the understanding exactly who we are. And that, as other people said, when you know better yourself, you can understand better others. It's very simple. Improve the understanding of yourself means improve the understanding of others. And if we understand better ourselves, we can understand better others, and that will bring peace.
Thank you. Adimaji?
Namaste, Ji. Thank you. When we move around in these times, it's incredible that in the richest country in the world is poverty. I mean, we have a soup kitchen service and we have a food bank service. You know what people are asking for? Basic food items for their children. They want socks. They want gloves. They want a blanket. These are very fundamental things that are missing in society. So the one word is to serve. Service is at the heart of everything, and that means that you have to begin with love. Out of love, you have to do service, and out of service to humanity, you serve the Lord. So the key element here is to love all and serve all, help ever, hurt never, as she said, Sai Baba says. Thank you.
You all brought a beautiful idea which can be implemented, should be implemented. I'll go further. We should go to the super conscious state from the individual consciousness. Because I always say service should be learning from childhood. I'm glad my parents brought me to service from my age of 1. Bring to different events, let us to serve. As a small boy, I bring laddus to people, water to people. These are the stepping stones for me. So once I had a yoga class, 3-hour yoga class in India. Then I said, okay, we all will cook food, vegetarian food, then we eat. So we cook food, and one lady came from New York City. So I asked her, we are serving dish, a lot of curries and rice. Can you serve one curry? So she told me, I don't like to serve. I said, okay, if you don't want to serve, fine. So we serve her. Everyone, each student serve different dishes. And that woke her up. And she said, I didn't realize the meaning of serving. It took long way to go. I see people learn mine and me instead of ours and we.
Yeah.
That's
Really.
the meaning. The entire globe
Really.
is for the community. Political leader is supposed to serve the community, not acting like a big bosses. I see it's lacking in every single country. They are losing their qualities actually. When you talk with the diplomats or the presidents, kings, all are servants. We are paying for their expenses. Public is paying for their expenses. Even religious leaders, they sit on the throne. They're supposed to sit on the floor. That's the way I grew up. All the masters in Kerala used to sit on the floor. Yeah. Where the world is going on now. Instead of promoting spirituality or the harmony or oneness or justice, we live in a material world. People look at you and see how much you have. Then we'll talk. If you want to make an appointment with a political leader or a spiritual leader, they look what you have. You see, my phone is 24/7 on. Anybody can call from anywhere in the world. Get it on. Yeah. Unless they're bothering me back to back calling and asking unnecessary questions, then I'll make them stop it. Otherwise, no. If it is needed, we had to support them. That's the way we are here. So I'm glad we all gather here. I want to make the floor open to all the participants in the meeting. They can ask questions or comments. And if somebody want to sing a bhajan, that's also open. So let us see who would like to do. I see Vandana Puri from New Jersey. Want to say a few words?
And I'm a seeker, and it's amazing to hear from such amazing people here. So thank you so much for the opportunity. And yes, I'm a yoga teacher. Sometimes my practice is not good, and I was telling you that my practice is not good, and you told me, Vandana, once a yogi, always a yogi. So you can't run away whether you practice or not well. And I always felt really connected that way. So thank you. And I love to hear more from all of you.
Thank you. Isabel, then from Argentina.
Namaste to all. In my opinion, the human beings needed this change, the religion, and is a change in ourselves. Thank you so much. A pleasure is with you.
Thank you, thank you. Ida Palo.
Hari Om to everyone. Actually, my health is not good, but I want to sing a Ram Bhajan on this special occasion. पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, वस्तु अमूलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु, वस्तु अमूलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु, कृपा कर अपनायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई, जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई, जग में सभी खोबायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, खर्च न खोटे चोर न लूटे, खर्च न खोटे चोर न लूटे, दिन दिन बढ़त सवायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, सत की नाव खेवटिया सतगुरु, सत की नाव खेवटिया सतगुरु, भव सागर तरवायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, हरस हरस जस गायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. Thank you everyone.
Beautiful.
Agal Morris Kaur from Argentina.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Guruji, for this wonderful opportunity to be here together and sharing and learning from each other. It's a blessing. Thank you very much. And I'd like to share with you, if I can say a little about your question, what can we do to have a better world? I think that one thing is blindness. It's the blindness to neglect the other, the brothers, is to get involved with others and to have the eyes of the child.
Just not hardly.
And so this is to see the other, because when you see the others, as you said before, as your neighbor, it's because you see love in everyone, you see God in everyone. So it's not to be only stuck in things in your life, but to be open to more experiences and to be open to help and to serve the other. Because when you serve the other, you serve the divine in everyone, in everything. And I like to share with you, it's a poem that I wrote by myself, and it's the miracle of little things. Because sometimes in life, we don't pay attention to the little things that the gift that we receive every day. And so we don't pay attention to that. And this I'd like to share with you this morning. And it's the magic of little things. Sometimes we seem to neglect the magic of the small things in life, the dawn of a new day, the soft rays of the sun, the bright light of the moon, the blossom of the flower, the soft breeze carried in all your being, the fluttering of the butterfly, chirping birds, the passing of time, and all the teachings received, the air we breathe in, our five senses, the marvelous gift of a new day on earth. It's all there at our hands' reach to be enjoyed, to be discovered. So why do we get distracted by trivial things and ignorantly remain in situations that lead us nowhere? Perhaps it's high time now to make a stop and start contemplating life with the eyes of a child, with the purity of a child and the wisdom of a senior man, knowing we are all part of this cosmic game, and that these little things are the basis of the so-called miracles in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have our speaker, that is Peter from the Peace Light. He is back. So, Peter.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Guruji, and Guruji, thank you again for hosting this this session. As always, it's always enlightening and good for the soul. So yes, it's great to be here. I think this may be the fourth or maybe even fifth Interfaith Harmony Week that Peace Lights has been involved with, and it's great to be here. So I think we underestimate the importance, and Massimo had mentioned this to me recently, that we maybe underestimate the importance of these sorts of meetings and the importance of the education. I came in a little late before when everyone was saying the words, and I missed what that was all about. But from what I did hear, I would throw education in there. Again, not knowing exactly what was asked for, but the importance of educating everybody from the youngest of ages in ways that matter to peace. And certainly the interfaith dialogue, the interfaith understanding is part of that. So I read something interesting yesterday, and maybe during the rest of the week we can figure out a way to hear more about it. But Patrick McCollum, for those of you who might know him, he posted something yesterday about Saint Magid or Magid, a Celtic faith tradition, important religious person. And before the end of this week, I'd like to share that. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it struck me that would be really, really appropriate to share here. For me, I'm going to end with a short prayer. Many of you from New York City may know Our Lady of Pompeii down on 6th Avenue, Avenue of the Americas, and Bleecker Street. That is where my family grew up. My grandparents were married there, my parents. I was baptized there, my sisters, everyone I know from that area. So I was going through an old set of photos 2 days ago, and I came across something from the 50th anniversary ceremony, which was sometime in the 70s of that church. And in the back of the cover, it had a prayer of St. Francis that I thought was very appropriate in this interfaith sort of environment. So let me end with that. Prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen. Thank you, everybody. Look forward to seeing you more.
That was a beautiful prayer, Pete. So anyone else have a question? Because we have 17 minutes more.
Guru, I would love to, I'm not mute, okay. So I would like to say one more time that all the problems, the majority of the problems that we have in our world today, crime, violence, disrespect, intolerance, violation of human rights, whatever it is there is a direct correlation between these things and the reduced influence of religion in the society. And that's why I said one more time, and I'm sorry, but it's important, you know, as also Peter said, the importance of this meeting to promote religion, to promote spirituality, to promote really common sense moral values is so important, because people today are completely adrift by the media, by the you know, this kind of really materialistic viewpoint, which as I said, it is not by randomly that this kind of things is happening, is caused. There is someone that is work very hard to destroy religion and therefore destroy the spirituality of people. And if we lose that kind of things, we are going to lose everything. This world has become just a jungle, you know, of crime and intolerance. So it's so important not just to meet here with ourselves, but as someone else said, you know, to work together on project, real project into the society to change this kind of situation and promote spirituality and common sense. It's very, very important.
So somebody asked me a few years back, why you are not making a temple?
Sorry?
Somebody asked me why you are not making a temple. So I said, yeah. I said, I already have a temple. You didn't see that?
No, I don't understand. I'm sorry. Say you again?
Why you are not making a temple? Because they want to see a temple.
A temple.
I'm sitting there. Okay. So I said, already I have a temple. We don't need a building to promote spirituality. God already gave us a heart. That should be the temple or the church or a mosque.
Oh, I got it.
When you go to the organized religion, that's totally different. I met so many saints, even without a penny in their hand. You know, you look at any animals around the globe. Do they carry any religious title? Do they go to an organized institution to learn spirituality or studies? They learn from the nature and their personal experience. Do they wear a suit? No, no. That's a nature. This entire universe is the university for us to learn. Entire life is to learn something. And learning something from your own experience. That's why I said super conscious state, right? You develop, you expand yourself. That's the thing we need. When you start expanding, you will become minimalist. We already have energy within ourselves. So you develop that energy. I met so many people living without food. They can live in ice. Different experiences. When you travel, you can see how people go through different types of lifestyle. Your world is totally different. That is beyond any religion or a culture, supposed to be. Definitely we go to different religious places, we accommodate with them, we meet all political people, even criminals in the jail. We go, I go to so many jails and spend time with them to talk with them and see what are the real problems. Otherwise we won't understand. There's a classification going on around the globe. I am better than you are. That's why it's a problem. When there's a love, easy to accommodate everyone. Sometimes we have to be strong enough to set things on a person's face if you see that person is doing wrong things. Otherwise, we cannot wake them up. That doesn't mean we don't love them, you know. Actually, we care about them. That's why we are saying that. I remember once I went to a tuition class, an extra class, that finished around 9 o'clock. I had to take a bus. It will take 1 hour to reach home. But I reached home around 11 o'clock because on the way, bus had a problem, break it down. Then I had to walk. I had to walk 7 kilometers. Came late. Mom was worried, late night. Immediately I got a slap on my both sides, on my cheek. I didn't say anything because she had a heart problem. She was high stress. What happened? You know, in the midnight. You know? I didn't say anything. I kept quiet. I kept quiet until next day. And morning she made the chai. You as usual with love. You know, come. Then I explained what happened. So we cannot blame her. You know, because there's a love there. So I don't want to blame her. I know the situation created for her is a hard time as a mother, you know. But I am innocent. The bus broke it down, so it's not my problem. But the situation is different. So a lot of time when we see a problem, we understand something different than the actual fact. That's going on around the globe. We react very fast. When we go through different experience, we learn how to be patient and wait to understand what's the real thing happening.
Yeah, Guruji, in defense of your mother, she loved you. That was her expression of love because no one else is going to be slapping you. She meant that I care for you and waited for you and worried about you because I love you. So that was a deep, deep expression of love. And it has happened to me too from my parents, by the way.
But that happening in America, they'll be arrested.
Yes. You know, one time someone asked Guru Nanak, what is the religion? He said, of all the religion, the best religions, to utter the name of God with adoration and to do the good deeds. And he said that of all rights, the best right is to cleanse one's mind in the company of the holy people. And of all good deeds, the best deed is to meditate on the name and praise it forever. But at the same time, he said, of all speeches, the best speech is to listen and to reflect about good things with others. So he always emphasized your actions speak louder than the world. And he also commanded that always end your prayers with my reminder, which is Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Pane Savadda Pala. That means remember in gratefulness, Creator always, and this will exalt your spirit, and that exalted spirit work toward the common good of mankind, humankind. So all of us can achieve our fullest potential. That was his message I want to share with you. Thank you.
Tomorrow we have a group of spiritualists and Buddhist monks are also joining. Jain people are joining. one of the organizations we are partnering tomorrow. And Friday we have open group, and Saturday we have, and Sunday event from the Argentina group, and Monday will be the 7th day of Interfaith Harmony Week celebration. Thereafter, we will keep it open forum, so people can have longer dialogues. We have discussions. We try to keep it as much we can go until 28. 28 will be our 37th annual Interfaith Festival. So I'm just working on that, the final days. Yesterday, unexpected call came and I had to go to Queens to do the prayer ceremony for the police officers. And took 6 hours. I supposed to make the flyer early enough to announce it, but I was not capable. Then I don't want to escape from that prayer service that is very important in our society. And somehow I got the Indian consul is coming back to New York City, so I just entered in his car and came. So I at least saved 1 hour. Yeah. Made the flyer and announced it. And by where I'm staying is getting difficulty in his health, so I had to take care of him in the morning and evening. Usually make food for him in the morning, then he'll go to his room, then I start the program. And sometimes bring him to different places with the doctor and all this stuff. We're trying our best. Yeah. So sometimes we have to take care of our members. Yeah. That's also part of it. Anyway, we'll conclude today. Anyone else? I am missing Tara Devi and Kalyani Sarangi. Tara Devi, do you want to say anything?
You unmute herself.
I cannot hear. I think volume. Kalyani Sarangi.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Would you like to share anything?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah. So, pranam to all of you. I am a student of philosophy, so I have my own interest. I want to know, when we talk of interfaith religion, I just want to know what is the nature of that religious experience and what is the difference between religion and faith. Can we say that where religion fails, faith only works, or the other way? But how do we know that? My problem is that how do we know? Suppose somebody claims that I have the religious experience. Is there any criteria by which we know that yes, the person has the religious experience? This is my, you can say this is my query, and I want clarifications in this regard.
Yeah, interfaith is not a religion, it is a spiritual movement and a social movement. Because we bring people from religious groups and the spiritual groups. Actually, there's no interfaith. Faith is only one. In the English, faith is only one. But interreligious movement happened, and people don't want to talk about religion, so they mix it faith from different countries or cultures coming to those in between different faiths. That is more open. So those who don't believe in religion but they are spiritualists, they can be part of it. Or in
Okay.
Those who follow any master or a religion or a culture, that is fine. If I believe in Christianity, if I don't believe in the action of Jesus, right? So if I am not following the teachings of Jesus, I am against the principles of Jesus. I may be the member of the Christianity or church. So any religion, when you learn something from the scriptures, if you are not following the tradition, you are not that religious person. Sometimes we grew up like thousands of years back in a religion, and that religious teachings are not applicable for this 21st century. That's also a problem. So we had to upgrade or update. Like you have a phone 20 years back, you bought it, and that phone won't work in this year, so you have to get a new phone.
Yes, yes, sir.
Don't think, I don't want to get rid of my phone, but I want my new phone. You know, this
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
if you go, you are thirsty, you want to drink water, you take water. If it is H2O, means water. If any particle other than H2O, it is only a liquid. Do you want water or a liquid? So
that's true.
you can follow any religion. In the ultimate, you go to the spiritual path, the union between you and the universal energy. We don't want to call any name for the God. The universal, which made you as you are, or you belong to the universe, right? The entire universe made by 5 elements: earth, water, fire, ether, and space.
Yeah, yeah.
Every single part of our body is made of 5 elements. So born from the universe, you live in the universe, you live to the universe from your body and body decay. That means you are the universe. You rather than look at upstairs, God is sitting there, I am going to be there after my death. No, you are still with the God. If you think too much, you may get confusion. Oh my God.
Yes, sir. I am getting more confused, sir.
So this is a process, right? So
Okay.
as old, 1 month old child cannot eat a pie of pizza.
Yes.
He will be able to, right? You give little bit and child will learn it and go to next level, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. You get a PhD, then what you will do? You put it in the shelf.
Yeah.
That's no use.
Sir.
Right?
Sir.
Then you go with the
Fully
natural
agree.
life. Right? That's a process.
Okay.
Like you get a chunk of a big rock of diamond, you cut it and you start polishing. Polish, beautiful diamond. But still you lose that diamond one day. That is life. So, but you keep polishing. That's needed. So you learn it, you teach it, practice it. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now that's the part we come with the karma theory. You purify, Raj already said, purify, right? You purify. Can you go to the ultimate level when there's a transition happening from this body to the next level?
Next level. Right.
I like
Okay,
to
sir.
invite Gabriel Martinez. He has only a short break. Say a few words.
Okay.
Gabriel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Gabriel.
Meanwhile, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Raj, I have a very short window, if you don't mind.
Let him finish.
I just stepped away just for one moment. I only have one moment. I was listening in for the last few minutes. Very beautifully said, Guruji, and I'm very appreciative to be here. I'm sorry I didn't get to listen to everyone earlier. Gandhi Kota, I was always a pleasure to see you, and some of you who I've known for some time, Rajbhai. It's a pleasure just to be in this company. Thank you so much.
Okay. Rajbhai.
Yeah, sister asked about what's the gauge for religious experience. Only thing I would say, each person's experience is different. how much peace they attain from that spiritual experience is the judge. It's like how much rain we received, we have to look at the wetness on the ground. So that's how much peace you have and how much peace you're radiating after a spiritual experience may be one measure. That's not all inclusive, but that's one indication. So, Saira.
Look at the sun. Sun never stop giving light. Be the sun. Sun is not asking us to give anything, right? Sun is just giving until the last spark. Sun will give light and energy for the world. So this is the way we have to act in spirituality. Care about our people around us. Even if you are sick or not, doesn't matter. Pray for everybody. Think about everybody. Whatever we can do, we do. It's part of life. So we have to wind up today. We'll continue our work. We are not stopping. Every day we are going to gather same link. So you don't wait for my flyers. Just come in the morning, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Make as a sadhana for you to learn it. You have time to speak in different days. Whenever we get extra time, we'll ask people to speak. Some days are set programs, then you may not get time, but other days are here. So make a commitment to be part of the Interfaith spiritual movement to bring peace and harmony around the globe. We never give up. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Appreciate it.